Hey everyone, my name is RC and I'm a Photoshop expert, author, educator, and photographer looking to make myself stand out with the prints that I make. To do this, I print on aluminum with Image Wizards. The images that I print here have an incredible quality to them. It's kind of like 3D popping out of the frame. The durability is second to none and the customer service is just top notch. The images on my and my clients' walls look like windows into another world, and that leaves an impression that is just hard to beat. I wanted to share with you some information that will help you take the guesswork out of your process and get the very best print from Image Wizards. Today we're going to talk about cropping and exporting your images so that you can get the best quality picture from Image Wizards. Now, I'm going to make a couple of assumptions. The first assumption that I'm going to make is that you're using Lightroom. The second assumption that I'm going to make is that you're using a raw file. That's what I'm doing here. So inside of this, I have my original image and the image that I've modified. I'm going to go through how I make these kinds of modifications in another video for you guys later. But I just want to focus on cropping here. Imagine if I go to the Image Wizards website and I type in that I want a 34 by 60 picture. Well, that may not necessarily be the ratio that I have inside of Lightroom. You don't want to leave it to Image Wizards to crop the image for you. You have a very specific vision for what you want that image to look like. So take advantage of Lightroom and do all of that stuff for you. Inside of here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to Lightroom and I'm going to hit the letter R. Once I do that, that brings me into the crop tool. You can also get it from here. Over here on the right-hand side, you have a series of dimensions that you can use to be able to scale and move things around. I'm going to click on the drop down here, and you'll see that you have a whole bunch of preset stuff here. Click on Enter Custom, and this could be the section that you could put in your custom dimensions. In this instance, I'm going to make it 60 by 34. Once I click OK, now my crop tool is confined to that proportion, and I can make a judgment as to what I want to keep and what I want to remove out of the picture. As a general tip, what I like to do here is I like to do the Shift tab to get rid of all of the interface, right? I don't want to see it when I'm cropping, and I usually hit the letter L to dim the interface, hit the letter L to turn the interface off. Now I can kind of move this around, move it from the corners. I can move the center by clicking on the center to get the frame kind of the way that I want it here, and move it up and down. You can even grab over here at the very corners and just kind of rotate this a little bit and get it exactly where you need it. Once you have that set, you can hit the Enter key, and now you're good to go. Now the dimensions that you have on the picture are great. This is ready for you to export. So let's go ahead and talk about that. I'm going to hit the letter L to turn my interface back on, Shift Tab to bring back everything else. I'm going to do a right click. From there, I'll select Export and select Export here. Now we're inside of this section here, and make sure that you're exporting to the hard drive. What you want to make sure is that when you're sending to Image Wizards, you want to send them the largest possible image that you can send. If you try to send a JPEG image, a JPEG is usually a smaller image, and that's done with compression. What they do is they take the picture and they start smushing it down and smushing it down. And how much you do that, let me show you something here. If I go over here to image format and I go to JPEG, this quality slider, what that's doing is it's saying, how much do you want me to squeeze that picture and get rid of stuff? If you have it at 100, then it's 100% quality, but it still is doing some squeezing to compress that information. As your quality goes down, it's squeezing it further, and it's getting rid of color and it's getting rid of data. You don't want that when you're making a great picture. So skip JPEG. Don't do that. Make sure that you come over here and select TIFF. Make sure that your compression is set to none. This is going to take the largest amount of data, and the file is going to be a lot bigger, but it's going to be something that is going to be very, very good for making a high quality print. The color space, you want to make sure that you have that at Adobe 1998, and we'll talk about that in another video as well. And from here, I'm just going to go ahead and just rename this, and I'm just going to call this Church. That's it. I'm going to select Export. That's going to pull that file out, and now I have a high quality picture at a TIFF, at Adobe 1998, at the exact dimensions that I need for that. I can now go back over here and go, all right, I'm confident that this is what I want. I can choose the frame that I'm looking for. I can choose the finish. I love the Ultra Gloss. I think it's amazing. You can choose your hardware. Make sure you take advantage of this. Make sure that you take advantage of a proof. This is something that I think that they do that's great. They will send you a small proof for you to take a look at and go, yep, color looks good. Yep, detail looks good. It's definitely worth the investment if you're buying a large print. Once you do that, you're gonna be good to go. The images here are stunning, and I can't wait for you to experience your first Image Wizards print. For more information, make sure you go to imagewizards.com. My name is RC. Thanks for watching.